Yadi Sangavadakramopanishade Ayandiyam Samaga Dhyanavastidadgate Namanas Shindiyam Yoginaha Shantam Namidusrasra Devaya Tasmai Namah. Verse number 27 onwards. Sarvani Indriya Karmani Prana Karmani Chapare Atma Sanyama Yogagno Juhoti Jnana Dipite Drabhya Yajnastapo Yajnaha Yoga Yajnastatha Pare Swadhyaya Jnana Yajnasya Yataya Sansita Vratam Apane Juhoti Pranam Prane Panam Tatha Pare Prana Panagati Ruddhva Pranayama Parayanaha Apare Nihataharaha Pranan Praneshu Juhati Sarve Yete Yajna Vidaha Yajna Kshatpita Kalmashaha Yajna Shishta Amruta Bhujaha Yanti Brahma Sanatanam Nayam Lokostya Yajnasya Kuto Nyakuru Sattama. Beautiful. You know, the last verse, the 31 that we saw, that is Nayam lokosti ayajnasya kutonya kurusattama. That is like a concluding line of all these yajnas. So see that, then we'll go into the context. The person who doesn't live in life with this attitude of sacrifice, karma phala tyaga, or a conscious perception, thought, action, such a person shall never have sense of fulfillment, happiness, contentment in this world. What to talk of other worlds? So you can see very clearly the scripture, the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, it has a purpose for the man. As to first to recognize, every person must recognize that in the process of living with right attitude of karma phala tyaga, sacrificing the result of action, what you are really taking care is, you are nullifying, counteracting the individuality itself. As a child, all of us begin with absence of individuality. And that makes us helpless, hopeless, vulnerable. Naturally, therefore, everybody wants to educate himself, learn it, achieving something, and in the process of that, you inevitably develop a solid individuality. So the absence of individuality because of ignorance is as much a problem as in the presence of individuality because of the relative knowledge. That is the curse. See that point. Are you getting that? For a child, are you getting that? For a child, the absence of individuality is not a blessing. It makes him helpless, hopeless, vulnerable. So naturally, therefore, we need to educate the child. And when we educate the child, life teaches him, experiences enrich the person, and the inevitable byproduct is the individuality. Suddenly you discover, if the absence of individuality was making him vulnerable, the presence of individuality makes him much more vulnerable, because now he is conflict-ridden. Just like we saw it in so many times, illiteracy doesn't solve the problem. Literacy doesn't solve it either. Poverty never solves the problem. Prosperity doesn't solve it either. Same principle. Absence of individuality in the childhood does not solve the problem. But the presence of individuality doesn't solve it either. In fact, it multiplies human crisis problem. So what to do? Now you have to remove that individuality. Remove that individuality means what? Understanding what exactly the word I means. But this individuality becomes so strong, you don't know how to appreciate it, how to understand the truth of it. The lifestyle of karma phala tyaga or yajna is meant for removing or, not, you can say that, is meant for, you can use that word, loosening the individuality. Because it's so hard, so rigid, so strong that individuality is, where the person says, the whole thing is selfish, individual-oriented, me-oriented. There is nobody else I care for. Now, when you start living with the right attitude of yajna buddhi, that is where, because of your acceptance of the result of the action, now this individuality is little counteracted. Because ultimately, if you know that what I want is absolute happiness, and that is indeed myself, now the same individuality becomes a stumbling block in owning the absolute self that you are. So, you have to remove that habitual individuality. Remove means counteract that individuality. And how do you counteract it? By consciously acting out what all things you are doing before unconsciously, now you do the same thing consciously. So there is a whole program there. Educate yourself, get an individuality, live with the right attitude, counteract the individuality, know yourself. So beautiful. It's a whole project. Who can create this project? Only one who can see everything clearly. Everybody cannot do that. That is why when you ask the person, we are educating the children. For what? You tell the child, if you educate yourself, you will be happy. Is it really true? You are already educated, nothing has happened to you. You get your money, get your wealth, get everything, you shall be very happy. But you are already rich, you have already got, are you happy? No. Whereas in this, a very clear-cut message is given to you. Is as even the poverty doesn't solve the problem, therefore I thought I shall be prosperous, but I discover If poverty doesn't solve it, prosperity doesn't solve it either. Illiteracy doesn't solve it, literacy doesn't solve it either. Sometimes it complicates it, compounds it. Absence of individuality makes me vulnerable, doesn't solve the problem. So I thought I should be a strong individual. But when I gained a strong individuality, not only doesn't solve the problem, it also complicates it further. So I must know about myself. Right. When I am tired of my wealth, I can give up in one overnight and go away. But I tired of the individuality, I cannot give up and go away. Reading that. You are tired of your family, you are tired of your people, just disappear. But tired of your individuality, get out. It goes with you. Looking for, that is why it must know very clearly what does it want. So the person who wants to help another person in relation to his individuality, the person, the teacher, must have gone through absence of individuality like anybody in the childhood, presence of the individuality, and solving the problem for himself, knowing himself. If he has traveled the path, he can show the path. It's so beautiful. That is why there is no question of mysterious mumbo-jumbo in religion. This type of mysterious thing, you sit down for 5 days, you shall see a red light, after some time one blue light, after some time something, or under a tree it shall happen to you, or below the underwater experience you will have it, or hilltop experience. It's all absolute nonsense. It doesn't matter where the experience takes place. What is important is, do you understand yourself? If you happen to be in a cave and been learning, that's a different thing. You are underwater instruction, that's another thing. You can be also International Space Station. Suppose you there, by chance you go tomorrow to a space station and teach. There also the knowledge can take place. Another star or planet. But important thing is, somebody must teach you, help you to understand yourself. Just like somebody has helped you to get a solid individuality. Can you beat it? Just think of that. Somebody has helped us. Society, together, father, mother, brother, sister, everybody. Systematically, they have helped us to get the individuality. First they gave your name. How do you know your name is Ramu? Ramu, then you come. What nonsense. Shiva, you come. You understand? Why do you respond to that name? Did you come back with that name? Then you are son of so-and-so, daughter of so-and-so, your family is like this. Who makes you conscious? The society makes you conscious. Now listen carefully. Please see that. This is something amazing. The society makes you conscious. Now you think you have developed a solid individuality. You have. You are a programmed robot. And the programmed robot is so proud. Think of it. The programmed robot is so proud. I know myself. You know yourself. You are programmed to think that you are an idiot. You are programmed to think that you are a man or a woman. You are programmed to think that you are rich or poor. You are programmed to think. Every time these ideas are given to you, and that programmed individual is programmed so well, it thinks that he is thinking for himself. Independent thinker. He must be nuts. When other people have given you the individuality, same thing, another person will help you to get out of it. The people who help you to get into samsara are your father, mother, everybody. The one who helps you to get out of the samsara, a guru. A person who himself is free, swayam tirnaha parantarayati, himself liberated helps others to be liberated. Swayam tirna bhima bhavarnavam janan ahetunanyan apitarayantah. Himself having gone beyond this ocean of samsara helps everybody out in this. So the person who has the full picture at his disposal, you start with no individuality, develop an individuality, then understand yourself. If you cannot do so, now that individuality is so strong, may you counteract it with your right attitude. Because it's the individual, the individuality, the person who desperately looks for definite result, because on that his satisfaction depends. Now the moment you say, my satisfaction does not depend on the result of action, but in myself, suddenly the result of action becomes less important. And therefore, even the individuality becomes less important, because no more that has a charm. I am interested in happiness, no more the seeking. I am interested in being happy. I am not taking credit to be a seeker. I don't want to take the credit to be a thinker. I don't want to take the credit to be a follower or an experiencer of something extraordinary, wonderful or mysterious thing. I want to be simple thing, happy, free while living here and now. I am no more looking for specialized experiences. Neither the teacher promises nor the scripture promises extraordinary experience. See the beauty of this knowledge. The scriptures, the Upanishads, the Vedas, in the self-knowledge, self-awareness, nobody promises any extraordinary experience. It is yourself, the simplest of the simple, because behind every action, you are the first. In every perception, it begins with yourself. That simple it is. And when it is very strong, now you want to counteract it, live with the right attitude. And what is that attitude? Yajna buddhi. What is that yajna buddhi? You can start from any level. Can you straight away be with yourself as you listen? Who you are is not this body, not neti neti nyayena, not this, not this, not this. Yourself, the awareness. Can you grasp it right away? Yes, don't worry. You are supreme, uttamadhikari. You are prepared. You understand it very clearly. Other person, I understand, but what happens? Difficult. Okay, live consciously. We saw it in the beginning. What is that he says? In the Daivameva Brahmagno apare yagyam yagyena vajuhati Brahmagno. In the fire of the Brahman, yagyena yagyam upajuhati. You sacrifice the sacrificer himself. Sacrifice the sacrifice itself. Please see. You, what they call it beautiful in Mahabharata it comes. Tyaja dharmam adharmam cha ubhe satyanrute tyaja ubhe satyanrute tyaktva yena tyajasi tatyaja. This is, they say, Bhishma instructs to the princess. Amazing dimension. Just listen to the translation of it. Tyaja dharmam adharmam cha. May you give up both dharma as well as the adharma. What is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong. Dharma, adharma. May both you give up. Pair of opposite. Ubhe satya anrute tyaja. May you give up both satya as well as anruta. Truth and falsehood. Both you give up. Because relatively, truth can be falsehood, falsehood can be truth. What is the truth about the falsehood? That is a false is the truth of the falsehood. Understand? And what is the falsehood of the truth? It can be falsified later on. How old are you? 34. Next year? 35. So, 34 is truth or falsehood? Relative truth for some time. Relative truth and falsehood, understand. Ubhe satya anrute tyaja. May you give up both satya as well as the anruta. Falsehood as well as the truth. Ubhe satya anrute tyaktva. Having given up the truth and falsehood, you know what is the last line? Yena tyajasi tatyaja. Give up that by which you are giving up right and wrong, truth and falsehood. Because who is giving it up? I is giving up. Where is the satya, anruta, truth and falsehood? Only in the presence of the individuality, pairs of opposite works. In the absence of individuality, there is no right and wrong. In the absence of individuality, there is no falsehood or truth. That is why child is not available for persecution. If the 4-year-old guns down another 4-year-old and playing still around, you don't punish the child. Even if he kills somebody, says the whole house on fire, you pick up the baby and go away. You don't punish the baby. Understand? Because there is no sense of right and wrong, papa punya, nothing is existing. That is why the children, everybody enjoys children. When the children are moving around, think, the 2-year-old is growing up, Mappa, Mommy, they are all bringing up the child, and the child goes on kicking them. The parents enjoy the growth of the baby. What do they say? Look at the devil, how he is growing, kicking, pulling the hair, kicking them. Both father and mother standing there and enjoying the presence. Look at the devil, how sweetly he or she is growing. Now same little devil, when he is 18-year-old, he comes home late, and the parents question, you should not be coming late to the home. And the fellow says, if you again tell me the same thing again, I will kick you. He says, I will kick you. And that day you throw him out of the house. As a child he kicked, you loved him. Now he is speaking of kicking, you throw it away. Why? Individuality. When there is no individuality, there is no papa punya, no right and wrong. So, yena tyajasi tatyaja, give up that by which you are giving up everything. So, same thing also, when you are conscious of yourself, yagyena yagyam upajuvati. With attitude of sacrifice, you give up the sacrifice itself. It's a beautiful statement. People say meditation means what? Don't worry about thought, watch the thought, give up the thought, give up the thought, give up the thought. Then give up the thought means what? Give up that by which you are giving up. The meditator, if you assume the role of a meditator, that itself is a mistake. But as a meditator, if you are fighting or giving up every thought, now give up that by which you are giving up that other thoughts. Yagyena yagyam apajuhati. What an attitude. Where are you? You cannot maintain yourself. Even if you little who is, get out. Give up. Give up the idea that you have given up. What more you want? Give up the idea that you are giving up. Watch. Give up the idea that you are watching. Principle. Watch your thought. Who is watching? I am watching that, I am watching that, I am watching that, I am watching that. This is nonsense. Understand? Give up that by which you are giving. Yagyena yagyam upajuyati. Cannot do it. All right. Sotradini indriyanyanye sayamagni sujuhati. At least start with your sense organs. If you can't catch your thought, at least can you catch your sense organs and subject? Yeah, that I can catch. All right. Sotradini vishay indriyanyanye sayamagni sujuhati. May you give up the sense organs into Sanyama Agni, conscious living. Sanyama. Whether it's total, yama, niyama, you are totally conscious. Difficult. I am not even that level. Sabdadini vishayananni indriya agni sujuhati. You can't catch at the level of the sense organ, no. Sense object, yes, there I am. All right. When you are giving, when you are perceiving, experiencing a sound, taste, touch, smell, at least you may think that you are giving these 5 sense objects, continuously you are offering to as an oblation to the fire of the sense organ. And in turn, the sense organ offers it to the mind as a thought. In turn, that thought is sacrificed to the altar of consciousness. Can you begin with that? So now your individuality is no more there to enjoy this, now it has become a ritual. Previously you are enjoying the sensation, now you are sacrificing the sensation at the altar of consciousness. See the purpose? Only if your purpose is understood, only it becomes beautiful. Simply if you say, give up, give up for what? If you give up, why people do not give up? Because if you give up, what little you have got is gone, the other thing doesn't come. Happiness is never there, sensation also is gone. That is why people are in trouble. Why the so-called modern educated man or smart person doesn't want to do all these things? Because he is afraid. Whatever little thing I am getting, that also goes, the other thing doesn't come. We are talking about some mysterious happiness somewhere, and here it is, tangible, gross perception available for me. I give it up. Unknown happiness, what do? Doesn't give up. But if you, that is why study. Please understand this. This is a parampara, a tradition is so beautiful. You are not chasing something mysterious, wild, unknowable. It is something yourself, you see it by yourself. Sabdadini Vishayananni Indriyagni Jyoti Sarvani Indriya Karmani Prana Karmani Chapare Atma Sanyama Yogagno Juhoti Jnanadipite Jnanadipite Atma Sanyama Yogagno Juhati Atma Sanyama Yoga. Again, being conscious of yourself. Atmani Sanyama, where you are reveling, abiding in yourself. In that fire, which is set by the knowledge, Jnanadipite Agno. This fire of consciousness is born, induced, as though created by the knowledge of the self. In that, you give up everything. What? Sarvani Indriya Karmani. Sarvani Indriya Karmani, all your sense organ activity, organs of action activity, Prana Karmani Chapare, Prana, Apana, Vyana, Samana, Udama. All breathing, excretion, digestion, every activity sacrificed at the altar of consciousness. Can you do this? Okay. Drabya, then he says, quotes the line. Now the whole life is a sacrifice. Whole life is a sacrifice. Beautiful ritual. Sacrifice means immediately don't think, sacrifice, so I have to sacrifice. It's an attitude. You understand? Yajna buddhi. Yajna. Yajna buddhi. Yajna buddhi means what? Your whole living is a beautiful ritual. If you say English word, you use sacrifice, sacrifice. That is a sacrifice means renunciation. Sacrifice means giving up. Sacrifice means denying yourself. That way the connotations exist. That is why a person finds it difficult. Yajna buddhi. It is something which you enjoy. You enjoy giving up. Om Agna Idam Swaha Namama. What does it mean? You are giving it to the fire, but you are telling it is not mine. So when you are, listen please, when you are offering the sense object to the sense organ fire, are you not experiencing it? While eating the food, you eat the food and you say what? It's not mine. That alertness, that awareness. You listen to the sound. Not mine. There is no happiness in it. Beautiful sensation. I am the absolute happiness. So, in this sacrifice, is it a denial? It's so beautiful. You are doing it, but you are not owning it. Can there be a better prescription for living? Just think. How to see, how to touch, how to taste, how to smell. Your living becomes absolute luxury. Ishvara. It's like swimming. You are playing around, frolicking in the water. It's a huge water sport, but the water doesn't drown you. You are floating. All perceptions, all sensations, all thoughts continue, but nothing drowns you, because you don't exist. You are happiness itself. So, now he says, This attitude can happen anywhere. What is that? Drabya yajna. How many different types of yajna, worship, rituals? You want to see? Galore. Drabya yajna, tapo yajna, yoga yajna, swadhyaya yajna, jnana yajna, yatayah sansita brata. Yatayah, there are many people who are striving, sansita brata, tikshini kruta, sharpened their mind. By doing all of these or any of these, you can really sharpen your mind. Anyone. You have to do all the 64 asanas? Not necessary. Only Surya Namaskar, good enough. So many ways of doing exercise. One exercise can you do nicely, your body will take care. Run, walk, swim. So many subjects. Don't worry, just be a physicist. So many different subjects are there. Just be a mathematician. So many different games. You play anything like tennis, football, cricket, badminton. Anything. One game. Any game, you be the best. Anything. Same attitude. So many yajnas. Yes. Anyone. Which one is suitable? Don't ask me. I am telling you, these are 100 things are there. Which one is good for you? You decide. That is why either you take your conscious decision or the teacher knows. Suppose that is why if Guru-Shishya relationship, where the person stays, antevasi, living with the teacher, then the teacher knows the nuances of the student. Then can say, okay, for you this will be all right. Because he sees your activity, sees your attitude, sees your lifestyle, sees your demands, sees your cravings. If you live with the person, you may not know, but the fellow, is totally under a scanner. Naturally, because how can you? Because here is, please understand, in the teacher, what happens, when the person is very wise, and the person is wise and conscious, he does not keep other people under scanner. His own life is in such a scanner, others are automatically scanned. His job is not to scan others. Understand? It's a very beautiful standpoint. It's not that he is there to scanning others. That is why when you play the role of a guru, you become a very dangerous person. Because the student should have an early morning bath at 4 o'clock in the cold water, but guru will be sitting in 3-piece suit. There are high-class rogues like that are existing. Themselves will have the 5-star lifestyle, but the other fellows should, don't eat, don't do this, don't do that. But himself, because as though, you understand, as though the guru is a position like something like that, so you assume that. That is why people ask the silly questions. The other day somebody asked me, are you a guru? I said, are you a disciple? Are you my student? No, then I am not a guru. Can you ask, are you a husband? Are you my wife? If you are my wife, I am your husband. I am not everybody's husband. I am not everybody's wife. Can you say that? He is everybody's wife. Anybody? Everybody's wife? It's a role. To a husband, you are a wife. To a student, you are a teacher. To a disciple, you are a guru. Not for everybody. Guru is not, these are local gurus now. Now you understand now what is happening today? Gurus. Stamped. So they keep the disciples' life under scanner. Themselves no scanning. Very beautiful. No, your life is completely under scanner of yourself. So conscious. And that spills into the world automatically. Automatically spills into the world because you are so conscious. You clearly see everything. So a person can say, all right, you do this ritual, change your attitude in relation to this a little, it will be better for you. Understand? So what way I can do? Drabhyagya. You can use drabhya. Tirthasthaneshu, Shankara comments, tirtheshu, drabhya viniyogam yajna buddhya. You want to start with that. Go to a tirthasthana, holy place, and start giving. This is done for the people who are very, very ordinary, average people. In our generation today, when more and more people are educated, if you ask them to do this Drabya Yajna, they cannot do it. Because their mind is already solid individuality and he is looking for happiness in education, in money, in wealth, in power, in position. He has already concluded yajna, ritual, sacrifices, worship has absolutely no place for me to be a physicist, mathematician, historian, getting some money. So why should I do this ritual? It's a waste of time. So don't push him into that. Then what should I do? For him, tapo yajna. Drabya yajna is not needed for an intellectual. Not needed. For him, he has already sacrificed that part. So why are you pushing into that? He has absolutely no interest in those things. He has got plenty of everything. So you have to tell him whatever he is doing, that itself must be converted to a yajna, a ritual. Whatever he is doing. You are a singer, you are a dancer, you are a musician, you are a scientist, you are anything, whatever. Consciously act on. Anyway, tapo yajna, we shall see that. Tapo yajna, tapas. Tapas itself is a yajna. And yoga yajna statha pare. For this yoga yajna means what they call as a pranayama parayana. It will come now. Yama niyama is common to all. Whether you are a drabya yajna, swadhyaya yajna, jnana yajna, tapo yajna, whatever type of contemplation you take in life, yama niyama is something natural to everybody. Ahimsa, satyam, asteya, they are like a adhikari. What are adhikari? Viveka, vairagya, discrimination, dispassion, shama, dhamma, uparama. These are something common to everybody. And then you do this yajna, drabya yajna. You want to start with certain agnihotra, you can do that. Suppose you like it. Fire, ritual, chanting this mantra. Oh Lord, thank you everything, giving up everything. Ignaidam swaha namamaya. Nice. It will make you beautiful. Look at your own tendency. You may be PhD, you may like it. You may be a very ordinary person, you may not like it also. It always depends on attitude. Drabya yajna. That is why these are not compulsory. Depends on the person. You cannot push everybody into this type of ritual. Yes, everybody will not be comfortable with it. Another one is tapo yajna, tapas. What is that tapas? Vak tapas, kaya tapas, manas tapas, 3 types. Vak tapas. Don't speak unnecessarily. Vak tapas. Don't speak unnecessarily. Just try that one for the whole life. You shall get the result of everything. Just do one thing. Do you understand the principle? Just do one thing. Vak tapas. I shall not utter a word unnecessarily unless it is required, meaningful, solicited. I shall not speak. You know what will happen? All your thoughts shall be resolved at thought level. Are you getting that point? All your thoughts shall be resolved at thought level. And it will not create any chain reaction. Because only when you speak nonsense, you reap you sow a wind and reap a whirlwind. Suppose you do not speak anything wrong, what will happen? Who is there to speak to you? Everybody will adore you. What is it? That person, is very quiet. He is, mitavasi, speaks very little. And when he speaks, it is meaningful. People will listen to you. If you are suppose, nobody will take you seriously. Something is talking. Why he is always. But suppose a person speaks very little in an audience. Now suppose you are 10 students. There is a big argument. 4, 5, 6, 7 of us, 6, 7 of you, boom, boom, boom. It's like a exchange, it's like ICBM, missiles exchange going on. Then there is 2, 3 people who are sitting quietly for half an hour. Then one of those 3 fellows suddenly says, he raises his hand, doesn't even say, I want to speak, raises his hand. Suddenly everybody will be quiet. Okay, let us listen. Why? He has not told anything so far. Suppose 6, 7 fellows who are continuously blabbering, one of them says, I want to speak something. Enough. Why? Because you have heard enough of nonsense. But when somebody who has not spoken anything, he opens his mouth, you look at it. You don't know what is coming. Any discipline, vak tapas, kaya tapas, physically, I shall not move unless it is needed. Whatever is expected of me, I will do it. Go and dig a hole, dig a hole. Go and serve in the kitchen, serve in the kitchen. Climb the mountain and come back, climb the mountain and come back. Go to market, purchase something, come back. No question of any answer, question of challenging or answering. That is what I have been told, I do. Your body does it. Resistance is not there. When resistance is not there, that becomes the sign of individuality disappearing. Are you getting that? Every principle, vak tapas, kaya tapas, then manas, thought level. Thought, unless I am conscious, I will not express. If I have expressed if I have expressed a thought unconsciously, I punish myself. Punish myself means no food for 2 days. Why I did that? Mana, tapas. I will not succumb to thought. Try. Tapas. Tapo yajna. In all these things, you know what is sacrificed? Individuality is sacrificed. You are doing something, but who is getting the hit? Individuality getting the hit. Pampered individuality means what? Pampered individuality means angry, angry, shut up, jealousy, jealousy, talking like something, doing like, feeling like doing something, do something, eat. Pampered. That is why the person never changes. Are you getting that? Because the person never changes, because always on the spur of the moment the person is acting. Whereas this is tapo yajna. Dravya yajna, tapo yoga yajna, tadhapare. Some other people, yoga yajna. Yoga itself is a yajna. Yama niyama is natural for them. I mean, they have followed it. Then asana, big yajna. Pranayama, pratyahara, dhyana, dharana, all these also yajna. Why it is? Please see. Everybody cannot do it. When you are asked, listen carefully, if you are asked to do that asana pranayama, your individual will say, why? Why shall I hold my nose? Why shall I do these asanas? Then do it. Start doing a ritual, start doing an asana, start doing forget, name it, you don't like to name it asana, okay, name it exercise. Do the exercise and see the resistance from individuality. Every day 6:30 I shall do 20 Surya Namaskar or 20 push-ups. First day, yes. Second day, third day, it's all right. Everybody is not doing asana. They can, somebody can walk also, somebody can do this also. First day you go for a long walk. Then next day, uncle is pain, you know. Uncle is pain, so uncle is not coming, so uncle, I am not going. So I am going to tell uncle, not necessary. Who is telling that? God. Satan. You are the devil number 1. Don't worry. If you decide you like, that's why, do you like pranayama? Yes, do it. Don't like, don't take it. Don't take it up. If you take it up, it will be some style. That is why it's like Arambahasura. You begin with flourish, end up in second day. What type of disposition you have? That is why so many methods are talked about. Which one you like? You take. That is why don't laugh at somebody. You see that fellow always holding his nose. Hey, if he holds his nose, what is your pain? Why are you worried? His nose he is holding. Is he holding your nose? Suppose when I do my pranayam, I hold your nose and do the pranayam. Then you can, then you can complain. No, do you understand the point? Because it's nonsense. What is the idea of my laughing at somebody doing his pranayam? Let him do. He's not holding my nose. Let him do. Oh, he is doing asanas, he is unnecessary. What is there? Only twisting the body. So, having a big belly like yours is the ultimate culmination of wisdom. Eh? Don't justify. You decide which one is Guru. Can you do Drabya Yajna? Can you do Tapo Yajna? Can you do Yoga Yajna? Yoga means what? Yeah, asana, pranayama, dharana, dhyana, everything. You have decided that as your tapas yajna. Swadhyaya jnana yajnasya swadhyaya yajna. Swadhyaya yajna. Swadhyaya means self-study. Self-study is what? Swadhyaya. Listen carefully. Swadhyaya. Studying yourself, analyzing yourself. Swadhyaya does not mean reading a book by myself. Swadhyaya is not reading a book by yourself. Reading yourself, studying yourself. Analyze who you are. Continuously. As you have been told, Shruti Sammata Yukti. As the Guru Vedanta Vakya, whatever the teacher says, Upanishad says, then I take it up and contemplate upon myself. Why can't I think for myself? People say, oh, I can think for myself. I see. If you think for yourself, you shall never cross the border. Why? Because you, as the person sitting down, trying to get an idea. When the ultimate purpose is the annihilation of the individuality, meaning going beyond the individuality, holding on to individuality, how do you go beyond it? Holding on to the individuality, how do you go beyond it? If falling in love with the practitioner, you cannot go beyond practice. It's like the pole vault person. Loves his pole, never leaves it. Can he cross the border? So you love what you do. You love your thinking, you love your singing, you love your chanting, you love your dancing, you love your upasana, you love your puja, ritual, you love your guru, you love your this, that. How are you going to be yourself when you are holding on to something? Being yourself, you can hold on to something. But by holding on to something, you can't be yourself. It's a totally different dimension. You be yourself. Then, what do you want? Don't ask me. I am happy with myself, but I want to hold my nose. Why? Your nose, toes, anything you hold. It's not my problem. I want to eat this, don't. Let's not discuss. Are you happy with yourself? Yes. You are beyond discussion. Finished. Because I shall respect your wisdom. If you say wise, I respect your wisdom until you prove otherwise. That is why when you claim your wisdom, you have a responsibility also. You can't say, I understand everything, but I get wild once in a while. I see. Very good. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. And even if by chance you get wild, in that wilderness, in that fire, there is no heat. That's a different thing. We'll see later on. Anyway, yoga yajna asdhapara. So somebody, yoga itself has the yajna, swadhyaya yajna. So self-study. Studying yourself, who this I is. If you say none of these thoughts are me, then which thought is valuable? To be yourself, which thought is valuable? No thought. Then if no thought is yourself, then which thought is useless? No thought. You can use every thought, you need not hold on to any thought. Choice is yours. Or else, that is where comes arrogance and intolerance. These are my thoughts, anything else I can't take. Oh, you are a very free thinker. You understand? The person claims to be a free thinker, but he has a taboo subject. What a free thinking. See how unconsciously they destroy themselves. Very proud. I am a very free thinker. I can think anything, but conditions apply. Does it tally with what I already know? Yes. Now if everything tallies with already what you know, then what is the question of your learning new things? And who you are doesn't tally with anything. Every thought, every idea, everything is wiped out. Swadhyaya, then jnana yajnascha, jnana yajna. Jnana yajna is with, in that fire of knowledge, ignorance is sacrificed. Jnana yajna. In the fire of knowledge, ignorance is sacrificed. In the fire of self-knowledge, self-ignorance is sacrificed. Understand what? Jnana yajna. Yataya sansita brother. So, which one you are doing? Anyone. If you do, it will help in your jnana, in your knowledge. Okay. Then he describes few of those fellows. What are they? Apane ju. How do they do it? Some people. Apane juhati pranaha. Apane juhati pranam. Prane apanam tatha pare. Pranapana gati ruddhva. Pranayama parayanaha. So now he talks about yoga yajna. Pranayama parayanaha. Please understand. Practice by itself is not wisdom. When you are holding a ball, think, you are playing the football. You are holding the ball in your hand. The playing is kicking it away or holding it. The playing the ball, playing the game is holding on to the ball or kicking it. Kicking it away. If you hold it, if you kick the habit, you are free. If you hold the habit, you are bound. That's why kick the habit, correct word in English. Kick the habit. Anything that you are doing now, see, pranayama parayana, you do it to prepare yourself, not to lose yourself in pranayama. But what the breathing gurus will say, breathe. And that is the ultimate. So that continuously every day you have to breathe. By chance one day you have not breathed, like the drug addict misses his drug, you miss your breathing. Why? Morning I did not do my breathing exercise. Oh, I see. So when you are dying, will you do some breathing exercise? Getting that? Person doesn't think those way. When you are 20, 30, 40, I can understand, you can hold your nose and you can do that. No problem. When you are lying down, 70-year-old, 75-year-old, paralyzed or something, how do you know how will you pass? So shall you hold your nose and do some breathing there or be with yourself? That is why all these practices are for some time, finish it up early in life so that you are free from that practice. You are with the wisdom. But start with it. Why? It has a point. Apane juhati prana. Apane. In exhalation, you sacrifice inhalation. Apane pranam juhati. In exhalation, you sacrifice inhalation. Then what do you do? Rechaka. In that first one, breathing in, puraka. Breathing out, rechaka. Holding, kumbhaka. Kumbham karoti. Kumbham karoti means makes like a pot. Purayati. Conscious. Rechaka. Throw. Hold. And that kumbhaka has got two types. Kumbham karoti means like a pot you hold. Anta kumbhaka, bahi kumbhaka. Anta kumbhaka means you breathe in, hold. Be conscious and see what happens. No thoughts will bother you. It's natural. But people think, I am doing Shaktipat for you. If you do the, are you getting that? It's natural. But the teacher takes the credit that I told you, that is why you are getting quietude. Huh? It's like my brother cheating me when I was 7-year-old. One day I was in the school, I was coming down, he and my brother, not my own one, my cousin brother, village, we are coming, walking down, where children were all go over 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers, school, walking. They are coming down, all game starts, the day school is over, from the house to school, all games will be going on. Maja. Anyway, gone are these days. So he opened one book and brought out a leaf. In that leaf, there are roots are there. Even now I remember. Then he said, hey, do you see this? I said, what? See this leaf has a root? Huh? Hey, that's right. How did you do it? Mantra. Because as children, you want to be all impress everybody, no? Mantra. I said, oh, can you teach me that mantra? No. Only big people. Small boys cannot have it. But I can do the mantra and give it, you put in your book, it will come. So he picks up a leaf, Amarpoi. I don't know English word for that. This type of a cactus leaf. So he picks up a leaf and he does like this, give it to me, I keep it in the book. After 3 days, little things are going. Then I say, come on, tell me how to do it. He said, no, only children we can't. Then he forgot, I forgot, in time is forgot. Then when I went to 6th standard, the science book, that botany, studying science, then he talked that leaf can have a root just like that. I said, oh, so this is the mantra. Same thing these pranayama gurus will do, breathing guru. This kriya, that kriya, this breathing, that breathing. So, you shall be very peaceful. Is it because of Guru's benediction? Are you nuts? If you breathe in slowly and hold, you will feel relieved. Nature's natural arrangement, Sai, S-I-G-H. When you are very miserable, what do you say? God, what are you doing? Rechak. Complete exhalation. You feel relaxed. A natural kumbhak takes place because you breathe out, but you don't breathe in because you are so tired. Nature's arrangement. Consciously, if you do it, it becomes a yajna. So, no teacher must take credit. So, pranayama gurus. And you know how many people are around the world making their nose long? What is the purpose? Why should I do it? Oh, your pancreas will function well. Oh, I see. For my pancreas, I have to do that? Those are all byproduct. If it comes, it's like bonus. The purpose is what? Ultimately being with yourself. That is why yajna. See the purpose. That is why what the people do. When they don't know it, you are using yoga to kill a mosquito. It's like using an atom bomb to kill a mosquito. When you do this practice with right attitude, the purpose is to counteract the individuality. Because when you breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold, the breather, the thinker, suspended. That is why people get hooked into it. They become member of the society, member of the group. Thousands of people, all of them are belonging to a breathing group. Because average people doesn't know it. So they think because of his initiation, I am getting this. No, you don't have to sell your soul to somebody to be quiet. Anybody can do it for himself. Pranayama parayana, pranapana gati ruddhva, pranayama parayana. So, pranayama also yajna. So, pranayama is valid or invalid? You understand? Everything has a place. And then what is it? Or what is the other day I had gone to some places, he was teaching, Swamiji come to inaugurate one yoga class. So I went there, and the fellow is telling there, can you believe 20, 30 people are sitting down, he is teaching pranayama. What? Purak, Rechak, Kumbhak, in 1 minute. Purak meaning breathe in. Rechak without, Kumbhak, hold on. Now, continuously. Purak, Rechak, Kumbhak. You know what is this? The people are, power. No, I'm not telling you a joke. Not telling you. Continuous. Breathe in, breathe out, hold, breathe in, breathe out, hold. Hey. And the person is restless. Himself is restless. Why? He wants to finish the class in half an hour and go. Half an hour, you have to, yoga class in especially Western countries, half an hour is half an hour. 8:30, 9. 9 o'clock, even if you are middle of the Kumbhak, go. 9 o'clock sharp, stop, go. Half an hour. Time. No, please, see how they make jokes out of it. Pranayama. Okay, now. Apare niyatahara pranan pranesh juhati. Apare niyatahara, fasting as a yoga, yajna, ritual. Apare niyatahara, see that. Niyata ahara, samyamita, parimita ahara. Some people take to the, understand, some people take to food as a discipline. Niyata ahara. It's a huge discipline. Food if you take, just like speech, bhag tapas, food is a huge thing. Please try to fast 1 day, you will know how difficult it is. First 1 day you can manage. Tell yourself, no sweet for 7 days. Or see whatever thing is available, tell that thing not for 7 days. Then only it is difficult. Suppose there is no sweet for 7 days, anyway nobody brings sweet. No sweet for 7 days, so what? Anyway nobody brings sweet. Whatever is available. In your room, keep 2-3 varieties of mixture, 1 or 2 varieties of sweet, few chocolates to throw in, nice barfi, put it in a plastic container, visible 24 hours, and fast. See what happens. Then you will know what your mind does to you. Just think of it. Why is it that you must only deny? You see it and deny yourself. See, then only strength. Running on a dry riverbed is not crossing the river. Running across a dry riverbed is no greatness. Full flooded river. Can you swim across? Yes, somebody. Nothing in my room, I don't miss anything. Wonderful. Everything in my room, I don't touch it. Oh. Consciously do it for a few days, not whole life. Hey, training, practice is not for whole life. Understand? Practice is for, like, when you are... What has happened is people take up practice for a whole life. That is why miserable life. You take practice for a few days, then live your life. Your being yourself is not a practice. Are you getting that point? Your being yourself is not a practice. I am practicing being myself. No, 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 no. Sitting down, closing your eyes for a few days is a practice. Why? Because I am in ashram atmosphere. I have all the time at my disposal, so I sit down quietly. Practice. When I go back to the world, maybe I have no time, but inside I am conscious. Like when you are practicing your driving. When practicing your driving, you are first gear, then second gear, then third gear, then fourth. But when you are driving, maybe just quick. In 2 seconds and third gear you are moving. When you are practicing, suppose when you are going to, after 20 years drive also, first gear, second gear, third gear, practice, discipline driving. What nonsense. Understand? So, niyatahara, you choose not to eat few things. When I say niyatahara, if it is a food for the stomach, no sight for the eyes, no sound for the ears, no touch for the skin, no taste for the tongue, no smell for the nose. That is also food. When you don't eat anything, you go on talking about the food and get vicarious satisfaction. You understand this vicarious satisfaction? When you don't have food, you talk about food. You don't have sex, you talk about sex. Very interesting. You don't have riches, you talk about riches. You don't have the luxury, you talk about the luxury. Are you getting that? Most people get that type of satisfaction, vicarious, indirect satisfaction, by talking about it. Oh, nothing like going to London in a plane in a first class, satisfies you, Oh, the bravado. What is bravado? Showing off. What is show off? What all things you have not done, you try to make it up by speaking. What all things you have not done, you pick up. Like what do you say? The fellow will not have met one girl or a boy. What do you say? Oh, I have 5, 10 girls I know in my life. The 5, 10 boys, You speak up, show off as though you are Mr. Charming or Mrs. Charming, Miss Charming, and all that. Nonsense. Please appreciate. Every time. You have not gone to places, you come and talk about places. Oh, suppose somebody says, have you gone anywhere? Oh, any place, what did we went to my Himalayas. I went to Kathmandu and came back. You have not crossed your house. Lies. No, please understand. It's a huge thing. Vicarious satisfaction. So you don't eat, but you go on talking about food. Aparayanyatahara pranana praneshu juhati praneshu in prana panavayana samanudana prana juhati, meaning hunger comes, you don't worry about, sacrifice it. Thirst comes, no water. Sarvepi ete yajna vida. See the beauty. Sarvepi ete, all these people are yajna vidaha. They are the knowers of different types of yajnas. Every one of them beautiful. So see, every action in life can be worship. Every action in life can be penance. So penance, are you getting that? Penance, upasana is not a special thing. Only in the cave, bathing and doing things. No. Anywhere. If your attitude is right, your action is worship. Are you getting that point, please? So what you are doing? Conscious perception, thought, action, breathing, eating, experiencing, everything upasana. Sarvepi ete yajna vida. Your attitude has changed, your action is suddenly gains a new dimension. The same action which was previously binding you, now releases you. You are with yourself. Yajna kshapida kalmasaha. Yajna kshapida kalmasa. All kalmasa, kilvisha, agitations. Yajna kshapida. All your agitations are sacrificed at the altar of yajna, sacrifice. That is, attitude where no more your individuality exists. Everything is sacrificed at the altar of consciousness, that is yourself. Agitation completely sacrificed. Ecstasy is one agitation. Grief is another agitation. Happiness, unhappiness. Success, failure. Both can disturb. Both you accept as it is. Why? Because you are the happiness absolute. Okay. Such people, when they live like that, yajna shishtamruta bhujah yanti brahma sanatanam. So sweet. Hey Arjuna. Yajna shishta amruta bhujah brahma sanatanam yanti. All these people, yajna shishta amruta, ajna avasishta amruta. With this attitude when you live, the result of this attitude is like Amrit, immortality. Hook, enjoyer of that immortality. Yajna shishta amrita bhaja. Understand, the result of this attitude is pure joy, pure bliss. Result of your action is success, failure, less, more, gain, loss, defeat, victory. But the result of this attitude is bliss, 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 yourself. Are you getting that point? That is why karma phala you cannot escape. But it doesn't touch you because you are not there. Are you getting that point, please? So action is done. Life is sustained. But it doesn't bring you pride, arrogance, agitation, anger, hatred, jealousy. Nothing. You know what a beautiful person you become? Yajna shishta amruta bhuja. What a language. Yajnanam shishtaha avashishtaha. Tad amrutam cha tad bhunjate. The result of this attitude is like Amrit, immortality. Same action done with wrong attitude binds you. Done with the right attitude releases you. So it depends on the person. Are you getting that? Nayam lokos. So, yan sanatanam brahma yanti. Te yanti, they go to what? Brahma. Bruhatvad brahmanal praveshiv, which is sanatanam. Sadaiva nutana, eternally fresh, all pervasive consciousness, they become one with that. Other people, Nayam loko ayajnasya. Ayajnasya, the person who does not live with this attitude, ayam lokaha nasti. Even in this world, the fellow will be miserable forever. Why people are miserable in life? They don't know themselves, their attitudes are wrong. As simple as that. Don't say, he's cursed by somebody. Huh? God cursed him, his karma is like that. No, no, no. That holds true only for animals. Because animals cannot change their life. Helpless victim of karma. Whereas human being cannot be helpless victim of karma. Do you know why? Because yourself Atma, Brahma, the infinity, is not a karma phala. Happiness, absolute, is not the result of an action. That is why there is no question of him, I am destined to be liberated, I will be liberated. You are already liberated. What is the destiny comes to picture now? There is no question of telling, if I am destined to be liberated, I will be liberated. If I am not destined, how can I be destined? How can I be liberated? Please make me free. Make you free. You are already free. What make you free? That is why no karma phala. But when the person is looking for freedom, looking for happiness, with the drabya, tapas, you understand? Do practices for happiness sake, sacrifice certain thing for happiness sake, do pranayama for happiness, to be happy. Do any type of, yad drabya yagya, tapo yagya, all these things. You study something to become happy somewhere, the person doesn't get it. Understand? Ultimately, he must know it in himself. So all actions are done with right attitude. So which one shall you do to prepare yourself? Which particular upasana you shall do? You decide. Do any of these things, all of these things, doesn't matter. Ultimately be yourself. If it's the person who doesn't have this attitude, ayam lokaha nasti, kuto anyah. What is the question of Arjuna? Another field of experience, heavens and all this. Forget it. Why? It doesn't matter. Whether something is there or not, it makes no difference to me now. Why? Can you suffer the whole life waiting for some unknown thing? Make it here and now. Finished. Okay? Having told this, then Bhagavan concludes. Read. Evam bahuvidha yajñāha vitata brahmano mukhe karmajan vidhitan sarvan evam jnatva vimokshase evam bahuvidha yajñāha vitata brahmano mukhe karmajan vidhitan sarvan evam jnatva vimokshase. Hey Arjuna, evam bahuvidha yajñā brahmano mukhe vitata. In these so many bahuvidha yajñā, evam, thus bahuvidha, vivinna prakar, vividha prakar, different types of yajñas, brahmana mukhe, vedasya mukhe. Brahma here means Veda. In Veda mukhe, in the body of the Vedas, so many such yajñas are talked about. See now, ritualistic, when you talk that, how beautiful that attitude is. It is just not a ritual to get yourself lost, to lose yourself, but with right attitude. Brahmano mukhe vitata uchyante. Many such things have been given out. But, watch out. Karmajan vidhitan sarvan. Sarvantan karmajaniti vidhi. Know that these are all karmajan. What is karmajan? Kayika, vachika, manasa karma udbhavan vidhi. All these things shall help you at the level of kaya, vak, manas. It will help you. These karmas all. Certain things at the level of the body, certain at the level of your speech, certain at the level of your mind. To prepare yourself. Don't take this yajna, this discipline itself as ultimate. It will bring you antakarana suddhi. Evam gyantva vimokshasi. Knowing this much, you shall be free from the hold of it. Why? Because you know to give it the appropriate importance. You hold on to it, drop it. Just like you hold a pole vault and cross the barrier. Without it, you cannot cross. With it, you cannot cross. Both ways. Again, when you want to cross that barrier, no. So you take the pole, go there. Thrust. Go over. When you are going over, if you say, oh, it has helped me to go beyond, how can I leave it here? I'll take it with me. You cannot. Therefore, I shall not use it. You cannot. So use it, drop it. Without the practices, you cannot prepare yourself. With your obsession with the practice, you cannot be free. What shall I do? Start it to drop it. Listen. You start it. Listen carefully. This statement, please take it in your brain, in your skull, name it whatever you like. You start it, but you don't drop it. Let it drop out. You are not there to drop it. Are you getting that point? When you are happy, does it matter if there? Huh? Does it matter? And why should you drop it? What's wrong with puja? What's wrong with the chanting? What is wrong with singing? What is wrong with holding your nose? What is wrong with dancing? What is wrong with anything? Because why are you doing it? What else to do? Starting is your privilege. Dropping, you are not there to drop it. I want to go to sleep. Okay. Where is the pillow? Yes. Where is the bed? Where is the bed sheet? Where is the covering? Yes. All this for preparation for sleep. Once you are asleep, do you push anything? Automatically somebody takes away this and that, you are lying. After you sleep, they take the pillow from you, other fellow is using. Some fellow will take away the nice bed sheet, gives you another bed sheet. It just doesn't matter to you because job is done. You are snoring. When you are happy with yourself, automatically these things drop out. Previously, hey, I must do it. Why? I am there to do it. I'm happy with myself. What to do, not to do. That consideration doesn't exist. That is so effortless, so natural. The morning meditation class, so lovely. There is everything so effortless about yourself. Other sounds are not your effort. Silence is not your effort. The thoughts are not your effort. Consciousness is not your effort. At least to create a thought, you might have put some effort. But for thought to appear is not your effort. Consciousness always there. So why should we get rid of the thoughts? You can't do anything. You want to be really lazy bone? Understand yourself. Absolute lazy bone. Why? Comfortable with everything. That is inside your brain. But don't try to do that in your room. I never sweep my room. There is a road from the door to the bed. Why? Comfortable with everything. Understand? Inside, in your mind, you cannot gather dirt. Consciousness purifies everything. Nothing touches. No thought is corrupting thought. Everything is beautiful. Because you are with yourself before a thought begins. That's why mentally, absolutely fantastic. Physically, efforts are needed. To keep your body going nicely, to keep your body healthy, to maintain a world, to maintain all these things. So you have to act on in life and function. But within, absolute effortless. So karmajan vidhitan sarvan evam gyantva vimokshasya. Knowing this, you shall be free, because you shall not hold on to them as ultimate. You use it to gain the Antakaran Suddhi, to be yourself. Therefore, read the next line, we shall see tomorrow morning. Shreyan drabyamayat yajñāt jnana yajña parantapa sarvam karma akhilam partha jnane parisamapyate. We shall see. Hey Arjuna, all yajñas are beautiful. Jnana yajña vishishyate. In jnana yajña, this, what shall I say? Yajña of jnana. In the fire of knowledge, where ignorance is sacrificed, that stands out. After that, nothing matters. We shall see. Close your eyes.